to the 1972 Winter Olympics and Japan's most succulent crab, tasty noodles and refreshing beer, Hokkaido's northern metropolis beckons visitors to its wide boulevards, challenging ski slopes and boundless opportunities for business development. Welcome to Sapporo, Japan's youngest major cities and the capital of Hokkaido. Food is a major attraction in Hokkaido, and freshness its key ingredient. In the next 15 minutes, I'm going to take you on a food trail across Sapporo's fascinating foods and tastes and get you close to an exotic food culture that spells simplicity and sensuality. There are many made in Hokkaido foods to be found in the city, such as tempura, ramen, shabu shabu, crab, and jingisukan or Genghis Khan. Don't get spooked easily by the cold outside. You can always get your energy back over a hot meal, a great proposition given Sapporo's wholly deserved gastronomic reputation. The frigid seas surrounding Hokkaido are extremely bountiful and yield some of the tastiest crustaceans on the planet. So I decided to begin my trail with a visit to the local seafood market. This is the world-famous Hokkaido crabs, also known as tarabagani or the Red Sea king crab, the signature produce of Hokkaido. These crabs put a new meaning to the size of king crabs.
これ4キロです。レッドキングクラブです。
And how much money? How much? $360 for this 4-kilo piece of tasty meat. It's about 20,000 rupees.
You can amble around these spotlessly clean shops with surprisingly no fishy odor at all. Experience the joy of exchanging notes with fellow shoppers, making inquiry on prices, and tasting at sample counters, making the whole experience intimate and rewarding. कहते हैं, Japanese people consume a lot more fish than is typical in Western countries, and this is said to be a major factor in the country's relatively low rate of heart disease and longevity of life. As you're about to leave the place, there is a piping hot crab soup waiting for you to enjoy. A nice and warm way to say goodbye, with the lingering taste of some of the most expensive yet most delicious seafood known to humankind. Japanese cuisine has 5 ways of cooking: eating raw, boiling, steaming, grilling, and frying. Rice is of course the staple food here, as in all of Japan, which is eaten in breakfast, lunch and dinner, usually served with some miso soup. Another made in Hokkaido food is ramen noodles. And there are literally hundreds of these ramen shops scattered around the city of Sapporo. Ramen retains its image as a Chinese food, having adapted to Japanese tastes. And it is both cheap and very popular as a light meal. Just sit back and watch a ramen kitchen at work. You can learn a lesson or two in work ethics of the Japanese in just a few minutes. Quality and continuous improvement are not just business school jargons here, but a way of life. Freshly made wheat ramen noodles is served in a soupy broth with meat and vegetables of your choice. Appetizing and pretty healthy too. You won't be able to resist the use of both your hands. एक हाथ में chopsticks और दूसरे में spoon. थोड़ा खाओ, थोड़ा पियो. And don't worry about the noise you will make, because it's perfectly okay to slurp. In fact, if you do not slurp, it means you didn't enjoy the noodles. Prices are consistently cheap, with a bowl of noodles setting you back no more than 1,000 yen. As you can see, chopsticks are an integral part of Japanese culture. It's amazing to see how deftly people eat everything, from rice to desserts with these. It serves both as a fork and a knife. What do Japanese look for these days in a nutritious, healthy meal? Forget about vegetables, tofu or fish. They make reservations instead at a very specialized restaurant where customers grill their own meat. A restaurant where lamb and mutton are the focus. This is Japan's hearty Genghis Khan barbecue. Genghis Khan, after the heroic Mongolian warrior king, is on the menu everywhere. Crispiness of the vegetables and freshness of the meat are hard to describe and probably best enjoyed without extra salt, seasoning and oil. Our next stop, a special sit-down meal in a shabu shabu restaurant, a healthy cooking option popular in Hokkaido. Japanese believe that the freshness, taste and flavor of seafood can be best enjoyed when eaten raw. It sounds a little hard to digest, I know, but if you think about it, it is a simple and eloquent statement. Being an island nation, Japan is spoilt for choice. Seafood is so fresh that why would you want to tamper with food coming directly from the lap of nature? Elaborate yet healthy salads are followed by a delectable spread of sashimis, sushis, and an assorted entree of fresh seafood to be used in the signature dish, shabu shabu. Sashimi is traditionally the first course in a formal Japanese meal, as it's considered the finest dish in Japanese cuisine. When you come to Japan, you must eat sushi. Hokkaido has the freshest in all of Japan, raw seafood and vinegared rice rolled in a seaweed. Very healthy and wholesome. this dish, shabu shabu, diners dip paper-thin slices of meat and seafood in a pot of boiling water and stock for a few seconds and then dip the same in sesame sauce before eating. The seafood is so fresh, it melts in the mouth and there's no fishy smell. The patient hostess will make sure that you are well guided and that food is flowing in non-stop at your table. Sitting cross-legged on a tatami mat in a cozy corner, eating out of common dishes exemplifies the significance of bonding and camaraderie over dinner. I certainly indulged in this riot of seafood assortment, and to top off the fine dining experience, there was a chilled glass of delicious liquid gold. The world-famous Sapporo beer waiting for me. Japan is a visual land of contrasts, yet in perfect harmony and balance. कुछ ऐसा ही perfect balance उनके cuisine में भी दिखता है. Tiny portions of different colors, textures and tastes are served like a work of art. Eating is done in small portions. Separate small bowls are used for each dish as they don't believe in mixing two dishes and diluting the taste and flavor. A Japanese proverb about food says, "Let little seem like much, as long as it's fresh, natural, and beautiful." I got a true taste of this philosophy in a small and cozy tempura hut. Literally a 10 by 10 hut that packed guests across the cooking counter, providing another intimate experience with the chef as he rolled up his sleeves and began his performance. You're in for a pleasant shock if you thought all Japanese food was raw and boiled. Biting into a piping hot, crispy, fresh prawn tempura is nothing short of a divine experience. It's a Japanese version of our Indian pakora, dipped in ice-cold batter of flour and egg and deep-fried only for a minute. Like in all my experiences on this trail, presentation is as important as the food itself. What also is constant is the beautiful balance of tastes, always harmonizing the acidic with sweet and the crunchy with the tender. One at a time, a priced vegetable, mushroom or meat lands on your plate. To be lightly seasoned from a choice of rock salt, sea salt or garlic salt, then lightly dipped in some soy before it reaches the mouth to be savored, bit by bit. The crispiness on the outside and the soft flesh within literally melts in your mouth. And before you know, it's gone from the plate, leaving you asking for more. The deep-fried tempura was actually introduced by the Portuguese and is extremely popular today and best served with rice and miso soup. A fetish for cleanliness, personal responsibility to provide the best service are all at display at these intimate settings, as you chat with the owner, who also happens to be your chef for the day, calmly attending to all guests, focusing on the next serving, and in full performance, like a maestro at his creative best.
こちら網の上に少し具材を乗っけた方が食べやすいかと思います。こちらズワイガニ。
I am satiated and feel grateful for this great food trail experience. It's been a kind of spiritual journey of self-discovery and appreciation of what we have on this planet. The food of Hokkaido has brought me closer to the people and culture of this land, and I have completely fallen in love with it. An experience that starts as an adventure and becomes addictive. It spoils you. The kaleidoscope of colors, flavors, textures, freshness prepared and presented in the most aesthetic and appealing way to arouse your senses. A feast for both the eyes and the taste buds. Hokkaido, I love you.